All right, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Make Something Monday. I'm so super excited. I have a bunch of things to share with you. I don't think we're live on Instagram. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but it does not matter. I'm live here on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you are watching us, hello and happy Monday. My name is Sarah, and I am coming at you live from your Creative Junction, where we craft all the time. And if you are watching the replay, please make sure to comment and say hello in the comments. I will come back and answer any questions, but it's always nice to see everybody who's joining us. Fix this a little. It is Monday. I hope everybody had a fabulous Monday. I got so many things. I have 2 brand new kits to show you. I'm going to craft with you. I'm going to see if you can guess what one of them is. I have a whole new DIY wall set up behind me, and I cannot wait to show you. And I'm on time. Look at that. I am on time tonight. So if you are dropping in and you are joining me, please say hello. But I have a whole new DIY wall behind me that I wanted to share with you. All of these kits are now live and ready to go, and ready to go home with you or to be created here in our studio, in our workshop, whatever we call this place. I'm just going to bump that back just a little bit so that I can have a little bit more space in front of me. Super fun. I hope everybody had a great day. So I have 2 little kits that I'm going to share with you tonight, but I also wanted to share with you our new sort of wall setup. If you have ever been here before, this is something that we have been working on for quite some time, and I was never able to just land. And in all fairness, all things evolve over time, but I was never able to land exactly on what I wanted and how to make it flow better, so that if you're here during a class and the store is open, you're still welcome to come in and shop, but our staff might be tied up with helping others. And so I wanted it to be as self-serve as possible. And I think we've managed to accomplish that. So what you will see now are our seasonal kits, wood rounds, and then there are a couple of other types of things that I'm going to show you tonight. All of these are things that you can create here in the workshop space. If you want to come with a friend or you want to come with your own, you just need a creative break, I would encourage you to come and create something. And these are one option. We hear a lot from people that these kits are a great option because it engages the creative side of your brain. It allows you to, use your hands and be tactile and create something beautiful without having to do a whole ton of creative decision making, which can be hard for some. So the kits and the sample images always make it a little bit easier, which is totally fine. We get that. So we wanted to make this a little bit easier for you and a little bit more appealing to the eye. So now all of the kits, the samples are in front of them, but each bag actually has a image on it and instructions. So this would also be easily giftable, which is fabulous. And then all you do is complete the components that are personal choice, because there's a ton of personal choice here. So you would pick up a tool bag, that's what we call them, to start with, which has a paintbrush in it, and is open and ready to take all of the other things that you want to put in it. There is now stain and sponges all ready to go. And then all of our paint colors are all here ready to go in the individual little paint pots. Hey, I see some eyes. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you say hi in the comments. So all of the little paint pots are here and ready to go. All of the colors are labeled with the same name as what's up on our paint wall. So if you have a favorite color and you remember its name, it'll be easy for you to find. And then also the glue is all here. So you can tuck everything into the little tool bag and then seal it and add it with the kit, and you are off to the races. Hello, Lori. So we thought that we would try and endeavor to make this a little bit easier, especially as we move into busy crafting season and ornaments start rolling in here, that it was easier for you to pick up kits and take all of the components that you need in order to complete your project. And we have so that's one thing that's new for us. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek so you could see it. All of those kits, hopefully tonight, will be on the website. So you'll also be able to shop from the website and select local pickup or shipping. And if you're choosing shipping, you can select your colors and we'll put it together for you in a little package and ship it off to you, which is fabulous. It means that you don't have to live locally. Or you could send a gift to someone who doesn't live locally, which is also fabulous. So that is, a new item that's here in the workshop that I wanted to share with you and make sure that you knew what was happening. I also have 2 new kits I'm going to show you tonight, and you're going to help me put one together. So hopefully you've got some creative juices flowing so you can help me select colors and things. But I wanted to show you the 2 new things that have come. This one, hello, Annette. Happy Monday. This is a pop-out kit, and I will show you what that means in a second. My hope is that we can create both of these things tonight, and I can show you what these look like. A little Boo Crew, little smaller little hanger that might go, I don't know where you might put it. You might put it in your room. You might put it hanging off of a mirror in a kid's room. I would be tempted to, I might actually hang that in my car. And I actually have a second one here that we're also going to put together, which is actually a kit that will stand. So I'm going to jump right into it. Let me know in the comments how you're doing on this fine Monday. I got to move my chair and I got to move the camera and then we'll get started. Oh, bring you down here. Oh, that's in the way. That's better. That's better. There we go. Now you can see. I'm going to let you take some guesses if you can think about what this one might be. I'm going to leave it off on the side there. But this new layout for us is, I was really drawn to this. This is another creator whose files we have purchased. If you have been here long enough, you've heard me say that I don't design these files, I purchase them. But this little pop-out idea really appealed to me for a couple of reasons. I'm going to save all these little bits because I think we're going to need those eyes. Primarily because it'll be a lot easier to paint by having it all on a solid base like that. So, and I'm going to do this one with a brush, I think. I did also bring markers with me. They are off camera tonight, but I do have those as well. Oh, I didn't think I brought orange paint. But let me know. I'm going to have an idea to do like an orange border around these ghosts. And then I thought I'd do this part orange. But yeah, that's what I think we're going to do tonight. Are we getting ready for Halloween? Who's crafting Halloween? Are we crafting Halloween or are we crafting fall? What are you crafting right now? Let me know. Because these little parts are super fine. So this is part of the reason why I really wanted to go or experiment with this cutout or pop out format because I don't have to be as careful with one side of my brush because I have this as like a spoil board. Yes, exactly. Help keep the paint on top so that it doesn't go down the edges. Exactly. Just give me a little bit more forgiveness because some of these pieces are pretty tiny. I will show you. I'm going to do one of these ghosts in paint. I'm going to do one in paint marker, and then I'm going to do one in regular marker, just like Crayola marker, because I want you to be able to see, especially if you're purchasing these for children, maybe they're not as handy with a paintbrush, and it might be a little bit easier for them to use a marker instead. It does take, like even adults will say, it's a little bit hard to use a paintbrush in these fine, thin spots. So I thought it would be a great idea to experiment with the markers tonight and show you the differences. And also because paint markers, acrylic paint markers can be costly. So let's experiment with some Crayolas and see how they do. How do they fare up in terms of color added to this little kit? Because it will be very interesting to know for reference as we are moving into holiday season and potentially doing all of those fun ornaments with small pieces, then it certainly will be a little bit easier if we can use markers on them. So we already know that the paint markers work great. I'm curious to see how well they do on this little pop-out format. But I'm also very curious to test out the Crayola markers. So let me know if you have ever tried the paint markers. They are a fabulous, and maybe you've tried them here. Maybe you've ordered your own set. Would love to know. But we are going to paint up these little guys. I'm excited. They're so cute. This new, like, I don't know, I call this my retro ghost. I don't know where he looks a little fun and comical to me. So I love the way he looks. And then this second one, I absolutely love. Let me know if you're watching what you think it might be. See if we can get any solid guesses on what it might actually be. So if you've ever painted some of these before, you will know that it can be difficult with a brush to not get paint on the edges of the wood. And if you get paint on the edges, then you're probably going to want to paint them all because it's going to drive you nuts. Some people don't mind, but some of us mind a lot. So it's either all or nothing. Is it a cat? No, it's not a cat. Good guess. Good guess. All right, so I did that orange outline on the first ghost with my brush. And I'm going to flip to an orange paint marker. So fun, Lori. I love that. I do really love that the kids can use them, and it makes it a lot easier for them. They don't always have the fine motor skills to use a paintbrush just quite yet. So the markers make it easier. I was looking for a bright orange, but look at my poor box of markers. This is the state of this box of markers. It needs to be organized. It looked so much better at the beginning of the summer. I love that Maple made Halloween ornaments. You'll have to show me. I love that she likes to craft just as much as you do. I might have to go with something like this. Not my first choice, but we might have to. I was hoping there was a Posca orange because they're more traditional colors. You put these in a clear box on purpose so that I could see. I think that's kind of the same color. We'll go for it. We will. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, what's this one? Oh, I think I like that better. That's more what I was looking for. Perfect. So we have used both Posca markers, which is the brand that you can get at Michael's. And we have also experimented with, what's that other brand? Oh, Arteza. We preferred the Posca to the Arteza for sure. But the Amazon ones hold up just as well. The only thing is that their tips are not, like, they're much finer. I don't know if you can see that or not. They're much finer tip than the thicker. So you have to be careful what you're buying. Just because I had to do it there, just remember that just because it's starting to dry out doesn't mean that it's done. They need to be primed. So you just have to push and hold the tip. They retract into themselves, and that's what brings the paint down into the tip. Oh, that's a good point, Annette. Yeah. So maybe it is the brand for sure. I definitely will say that it can be particular, like the color as well. So if you're working with a lighter color, sometimes you do have to go over a second time. That's for sure. But you're right. Having the control, it's also a whole lot quicker than having to go around with a paintbrush. So just something to keep in mind. And for these small little fine lines, I'm happy to paint, or sorry, to color, I guess. I am curious though how the Crayola ones are going to hold up. So let's try those next. Oh, so fun. I can't wait to have her in the studio and do a class. Yes, that would be awesome. She'll love it. I know she will. If she loves to craft half as much as you do. We had a full weekend of crafting. Oh my goodness. So much fun was had. Friday night's kids' night out party was a blast. The kids were dancing and crafting. I had a whole plan for them. I had a bunch of suggestions. And in true kid format, they were like, yeah, we have other plans. I love that they come here and that they're like, have been here enough that they're comfortable to say like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I love it. So that was Friday night and Saturday. So I'm going to go in with, I'll interrupt myself. These are, probably can't see that, Crayola Super Tips. And I'm just curious to see how well they do. Man, they paint pretty well. Paint, color. I mean, this is not a sign that's going to be outside in the weather, so I don't have to worry about that. And the saturation of color, I would say, is just as good as the paint marker. And now this is a brand new set of markers. I just put these ones in the box. But certainly the price point on Crayola markers is a lot less than the price point on paint markers. So something to keep in mind if you are doing ornaments or doing kids crafts, maybe markers is the way to go, or at least something to try. I don't see where it's bleeding anymore. Like it's not bleeding at all. So this is great. I will, I'll show you the difference once we get, I'll try and get the camera in all the way in. So I wanted this little outline to be done in orange, just because my idea is to do this background orange, and then it will stand out a little bit, is all I was thinking. Because these three are going to go on top of these three. So this is a 3D, obviously. Makes sense. So that was my thought there. So I'm going to use my brush because it'll be faster to do this wide part, this big part in the kit. And again, I don't have to worry about any of these score lines, because those score lines are there because that's where I'm going to place letters. So they're going to go over top and I will still be able to see them. I don't even have to paint fully under there, except for the fact that you will see the orange through the holes of the B and the O's and the top of that R. So I am going to paint all the way. I brought the tiniest of brushes. I should have brought a bigger brush. I might actually just steal one from over here. Make my life go a little bit faster. For sure. Love a brand new brush. It's always so crisp when you get started. It's not all flopsy. How was everybody's Monday? My goodness, that weather was gorgeous today. It was nice and warm. Addison actually came home from school and was like, I was hot today. That's the hard thing about fall school. Freezing in the morning and hot in the afternoon. I do like that you get those nice lines from the laser that give you something to guide you, which makes it a little bit easier. All of these options, paint, marker, all of them dry super quick, which is wonderful. I love that. Makes it so that it can be put together. Anybody who's impatient gets it done. And it's nice to just have a little, sometimes all it takes is just a little quick creative break to reset your brain and give you something else to focus on. And then you can go back to doing whatever it was that you were doing. It would be an interesting experiment to do in workplaces. Ooh, that sounds absolutely amazing, Annette. Did you do that on your lunch or while you were working? Are you allowed to do that kind of stuff? Like, are you allowed to listen to audio while you're working, or do you have to be engaged with other people? I know when I used to work in an office and I was like writing policy or, working on that kind of stuff, it was not uncommon for me to throw some headphones in, avoid the distractions. But what a perfectly fitting topic, especially on a day like today. Look at this, I'll paint it up and then we can start to assemble. I actually think I will paint some white as well. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you can hear that or not. There's some folks on motorcycles enjoying the warm weather. Oh, Oh, that's wonderful. Yes. Totally forgot that it was a stat for government workers. I honestly wish that they would take the opportunity to make it a stat for everyone and really put some effort into some type of programming to bring education and awareness for people who are curious and want to learn more about what kind of a difference they can make, or, you know, what history held. Because I think there's such power in having that knowledge and awareness. Get all of this. Painted. I have, I spent I had to go to Madoc today. The dogs needed to be groomed, and I was trying to catch up on all sorts of things. Tried to catch some education for myself on truth and reconciliation while I was in Madoc and had a little bit of downtime. And been working on the website. I am so far behind, but that calendar and your email will be in your inboxes tonight. So I know you heard me say that 2 weeks ago, and it has just been one thing after another. But don't dwell on the past. In this situation, my errors, I'm not going to let them hang me up at this point. Oh, that's fabulous, Annette. Yeah, you didn't get the day off last year, but they did programming for you guys instead. That would be, I think there's so much value there. I really do. Okay, I'm loving this. So I can show you closer the difference. So Boo Crew has been painted. This first ghost is painted. The middle ghost is paint marker. And that last ghost, this one over here on this side, is the Crayola marker. So in terms of coverage, I don't think there's enough difference to say so, to be honest with you. I think that you've got great, I mean, they're different colors, obviously different shades of orange. But I don't think it's enough to warrant, find an orange color that you love and you're off to the races, to be honest with you. I do like the ease of using a marker. I'm going to try the black here on this because a darker color covering the light wood might make a difference, but not so much that I'm seeing at this point. I know that my black paint markers are probably toast because they've been used by summer camp all summer. So I'm not even going to pull one of those out. But yeah, that Crayola marker covered just fine on that. So I'm going to carry on and do the rest of my letters because it's super quick. To use a marker, you could use Sharpies if you rathered. That would work as well. Although I don't know that I would bring the Sharpies out with the little kids. Less mess if they got marker on something if you were using Crayolas, because they are washable, of course. And again, this is not an option if you are placing this outdoors. So keep that in mind. If it's going outdoors, then you need to use a paint or a product that is rated for outdoors, because you don't want it covered or you don't want it to be in the weather. But I do I'm purposely now trying to color quickly. My brain doesn't like to let me color outside the lines, but I'm trying to demonstrate for you that, if a child were doing this, having this in the pop-out kit like this makes it so much easier for them. And not all files are available like this, but I am going to try and make sure that we keep some like this because it's so much easier. I mean, even for adults to not have to hold on to all of those little parts. They just are right there in that piece, and you can carry on and color along, and it's a whole lot easier. Hey, Rhonda, how are you? So I don't know. I lost an I somewhere. Shocker. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I probably here somewhere. I may have lost it on the floor, but these would have been inside of here. Actually, it doesn't matter because these ghosts are going to go on top. So what I'm going to do, it's this eye that you're going to be able to see. So I'm going to go ahead and color that black because you're going to see it through the 3D of the ghost that's getting added on top. So again, also a whole lot easier for little hands or hands that are, you know, arthritic. That's also an option. And so the last thing that I need to do for this one before we can assemble it. Hey, Sheila. This is interesting. This is a little ghost kit. We've got 2 new kits tonight that I wanted to show you. And this is our new pop-out format. So I will let me know in the comments if you're jumping on late and you want to see the new paint bar, which is behind me because I did show that earlier. And I'm happy to show it again for anybody who's curious. I'm going to paint these 3 ghosts now in white. And again, I don't have to be concerned about where I'm going with my brush because this is going to pop right out. And if I go over the edges, that's okay. That is okay. You could also do this if you were like not feeling the paintbrush. You could totally also do this with a sponge. That would work as well. And that would be even easier to do. So I'm going to get this white paint on here. I'm not going to worry about like 100% coverage. I did manage to get it on the inside of those eyes. Got a little ahead of myself. My ghost doesn't have to be stark white. He can just be ghostly white, I guess. If you're joining us late, please make sure to say hi. Let us know you're here. Tell us how your Monday was. I also asked if anybody's currently crafting anything, if it's fall or if it's Halloween. Where are you at in the crafting world? Do you craft Halloween? It's either one of those things that you love or you're just not into it. Certainly my kids are more into Halloween than I am, that's for sure. I can do all the fall crafting that there is. Pumpkins galore, apples, leaves, all of those shades of greens and browns and golds that I love. This paint is also super forgiving, so you can paint as long as you're not, I would say, like, I don't love the word slopping, but it is a descriptor that would make sense to most people, because although the paint is self-leveling, there's only so much you can do. If you've got so much paint on there, the brush strokes are gonna be seen. So you've probably heard me say less is more, and that's the same case here. I also don't think it needs a second coat, but that is totally personal preference. I will show you up close. Fall for you more than the spooky stuff, Sheila. Yeah, I hear that. For sure. For a couple of years, our kids were really into Halloween. They've never been super, I mean, they love trick-or-treating. They love all things sweet. And the whole idea of going and collecting candy from neighbors is appealing. But they're not into anything scary. They don't love scary movies or scary costumes, that kind of stuff. So we don't go all out at Halloween. But there were a couple of years where they wanted us to do all sorts of things for decorations. I'm trying to think who was into it more. Might have been Addison, but love that. So that's all done. And you're more fall than Halloween too, Lori? Yeah. That makes sense to me. So just wash that brush out so that it's clean and ready to go. And so now I'm going to show you how we would then take this puppy out of here so that we can go ahead and start to assemble. So it's really just literally popping it out. And there very well could be some spots where you might have to be a little bit more forceful, but it does all come apart. And all your spare pieces then get tossed aside. I like to push from the back. It just is, I find it easier. But pull out the little bits. And of course, those ghosts will only fit in one spot, in like all other things. So, and they had, you can see closer up where there are actual cuts. So there were little pieces of wood left behind in the cutout piece. You can see them sort of here, really fine. Get the letters out and then we'll get it put together. This one goes together with some twine. So I will show you how that goes. And of course, if you are picking up a kit from here, the twine will be available and in your bag. We have several colors to choose from. So if you've got some kids coming over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, this might be a fun little activity for them to do. There's still a couple weeks before Halloween. They may enjoy creating something. It may keep them occupied while the adults visit. I know that's always an interesting, can be an interesting time, especially if you've got littler ones. So this is always an option. We do have these in stock. This is not a pre-order. So I have limited numbers, but I do have them in stock. So you could come and grab one for the littles who might want to be creative in the next week or so. So then this is just, that's your pop out piece. And that's all just going to go into recycle unless you've got some crafty kids who might find ways to be creative with that. And then I'm going to show you assembly with your glue. So if you have not heard me say this before, the glue that comes with your kits is super glue. You don't want to get it on your skin. These they're not put together on purpose because there is a tab inside of this which will break the seal on the glue. Do make sure that the red lid is on tightly before you break the seal, because otherwise glue will come flying out. Hey, Laura. Oh, you teach on Mondays. That's okay. You can always do the replay. That's fun. And I always say, you hear me say over and over and over and over again, do not get this on your hands. Use gloves. Exactly. If you've been here before, you've heard me say it. It's super important. It will not come off of your skin. It does hurt and it is runny. So keep that in mind. You don't need very much. Can you see the two little dots that I put on there? They're shiny. You do not need a lot. So don't think that you have to get it absolutely everywhere. You just need to get enough on there for it to bind with the other piece. And that's it. Like, it literally takes seconds. So don't put it down in the wrong spot. If you are doing these kits with kids, we do have a different glue option now as well. So that might be a better choice for the kids. On our bar behind me now are 2 different glue options. The other one is you're not going to stick to it. And it has a little bit more play in terms of time. So that might be an option for you. We may eventually go to that entirely, depending. We're being mindful of our costs at this point, so we can keep these kits as cost effective for you as well, because we know how much you love to craft with them. So we're just weighing out the options at this point in terms of supply. I like this, never gets old for me. Let me know in the comments if you love these as much as I do. But like this 3D element of crafting, I absolutely love. And I love the way this looks. It's all etched out for you. So there is very, very little margin of error here. You can do it. The kids can do it. It's fabulous. I will also tell you that don't try and save this glue. Once you're done with it, put the lid on it and throw it out. Once you put the lid on it, it goes hard. You'll never get the lid off again. So save yourself the aggravation. I know they're adorable. Wait until you see this one. I'm showing sneak peeks of it. No one's guessed so far. Any guesses on what this one might be? I'm going to do this one next. So you haven't missed out on too much at this point. I'm going to do that second kit as well. I would love to know if you've got a guess. If you are watching and this is your first time, drop in and say hi in the comments. Our crafting community is super friendly. And there's some people who have been here for quite some time who love to say hi to all the new people. So don't just linger and watch, although you're welcome to do that as well. But stop and say hi so we know you're here. Oh, I love this. I'm not a huge decorate for Halloween. Hey, Danny, there you are. Is it a gnome? Good guess, but no. I'll sneak it in again. I know there's a shadow on it. I want there to be. Any other guesses on what's in there? I'm going to do it next. This is adorable. The kids are going to love this one. They're all part of the Boo crew. So, and then this is, one of those puzzles that only goes together one way. So I always recommend that you lay this out without glue on it first to make sure that you're getting them in the right place. Because once the glue is on it and it's down, it's done. A raccoon. Ooh, that's a good guess. Trash pandas. Nope, not trash pandas, not raccoons. Flowers, and yeah, there's definitely a floral element to what's in that next kit. There's some flowers at some point. If you already know that you want one of these Boo Crew kits, you can drop a comment and I will hold one for you. Happy to do that. These are going to go up on the wall tomorrow. I love these ghosts. This little, I don't know, I call it a retro looking ghost. Maybe I'm losing my mind. I don't know, but they're so stinking cute. Just a little bit of glue and a little bit of pressure, just like that. And that's it. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be soaked in glue. It doesn't have to be dripping. You don't have to get it all the way out to the edges. You don't want it on your fingers, so stay away from the edges. And it will hold. It's not coming off. And you don't have a ton of time with this one. So I always say, try and be mindful of where it's going down the first time. Few seconds of pressure, and that's it. I'm going to leave the lid off of this glue for now because there's probably enough in there for me to do the next kit. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this one together. I think I'm going to do the whole next one with the Crayolas because I loved how that was so much. Like, look at those black letters. Yes, absolutely, Danny. It would be. Sometimes I do that. That black covered amazingly. So it was awesome. So if you're just joining, this is a new like pop-out format, which makes it a little bit easier for little hands and adults who are less confident with their brush strokes. We go back and watch the beginning if you're interested in seeing how it all came together. But we experimented on these 3 ghosts with paintbrush, acrylic paint marker, and Crayola marker, and the Crayolas held up just fine. Nope. You can see the grain a little bit, I think, Annette, on the black, but not so much that it looks like it needs a second coat, if that makes sense. Like, I like the fact that you can see the grain. This is, I'm going to guess, I think this is maple plywood. I didn't cut these, but I'm going to, if I were to venture a guess, that's what it looks like to me. Maybe it is Baltic birch. The grain is nice on it. So I'm just going to cut a piece long enough for me. This is a hanger of some sort. You could put it on a wall. Your kid could put it on their door. You could put it, on your front door if you wanted. Like, there's a number of different places for this to go. I will get you measurements afterwards once I do the final staging pictures so you can sort of see. But ultimately, like, the drop is up to you, how much drop you put in the string. That's totally up to you, but it's freaking adorable. I'm going to move this out of my way. Look at those garbage pieces out of the road. So this one has 2 holes in it, top and bottom, and that's because the second piece is going to hold these little ghosties on. You could tie this in a couple of different ways. I'm just doing a simple double knot, like around my finger twice, and just pull it tight so that it's a little bit thicker and it's not as likely to go through. I don't mind the knots in the front. If you hate it, then put the knots in the back. That's totally fine. It's completely up to you. I think I've got this a little long, so I'm going to pull it through. The challenge will be getting it straight. I might actually, no. If I had thought ahead, I could have done that. My hair's down tonight and it's driving me nuts. The other nice thing about this new kit, earlier, if you weren't on with me earlier, I talked about how the kits are all going to be live on the website. And so this is how this comes now, these pop-out ones. So the other really nice thing is that this will ship for a lot less because it's flat like this. And you can keep your shipping costs low if all I'm doing is sending you, paintbrush and glue, as opposed to sending paint pots. Although we do think we've got it so that the paint pots can go in a box with some padding and some coverage, so there's no risk of it opening, but that will still go through the magic slot. If you are familiar with Canada Post, you know what that magic slot is. So then it will ship for just a regular stamp. which is lovely because it'll be under the 100 grams. Which is fabulous, fabulous. All right, I'm going to cut myself a little bit long and attempt to get this straight. It might take more than one try. Oh, if that ever happens to you, a little bit of green or tape on the end is always helpful to keep that from fraying. I'm going to have to cut that after. Let's see if I can get this to be tied so that it's straight. We'll see. Any more guesses on what this one is? Nobody wants to venture a guess? Had a couple of guesses. Cats? Nope. Raccoon? Nope. You'll probably know as soon as I open the bag, but this is stinking cute. Love this. And you, of course, didn't have to use, like I just used twine, but you don't have to use twine. A gnome, a Highland cow. Can you see it again? Sure. There's not much that you can see because there's a glare on purpose, but this is adorable. I will, so you can see it better. Almost straight. Look at that. Love that. I'll have to straighten it up. I knew I wouldn't get it straight the first time. One more knot for good measure. Maybe that'll straighten it up. I love this. It's so cute. The ghosts are really cute. I love it. So that is our Boo Crew kit, which is adorable. I absolutely love that one. So stinking cute. All right, let's go on to this one. It is adorable. Thanks, guys. Get this out of the way. Over here. And we'll pull this one out. I think you're going to love this one even more. I did. I got really excited about this one. Not going to lie. A haunted tree. Gnomes. It's not a gnome, but a gnome would be cute too. You'll know as soon as we get it out. It's adorable. I'll put it together for you. This one actually stands up on its own, which I love. It is the perfect size for a counter or a tiered tray if you have one for Halloween. As soon as you know what it is. Yeah, it is kind of a witch, but I think it's like a ghosty witch because it's got a hat for sure that makes it a witch, and the broom definitely makes it a witch. But it's certainly a cute little ghost as well. So we've got a floral element that is up here on the hat. This all gets stacked. And then there are extra flowers that go right on top. There is a little bat. Like, this thing is so tiny. A ghost dressed as a witch. Look at how tiny this bat is. So stinking cute. So I think I'm going to put the bat over here on the broom. There is another piece of green, but I'm not sure. Oh, it broke off. So it belongs down here. You can see that now. So we'll get that glued on. And then this, a ghost dressed as a witch for Halloween. So cute. I know, right? Look at how stinking cute that pumpkin is. I love that. It's so tiny. So I think I'm going to put it right there on that flower. I love it. Love it. So we're going to put this one together, and I'm going to do this one all in marker, with the exception of the ghost because I want him to be white, and a white marker just isn't going to cover. So I'm going to paint him white with my white paint, but I do want those eyes. So I'm just going to go in there with my marker to mark where those eyes are, because I don't have to, this whole back piece is just backer so that it's thick enough that it will stand up. So I'm going to just make these random big dots there. And of course, I didn't get them the right size or in the right direction. So I'm going to have to go back and do some more, which is fine. There we go. Because then it shows through the ghost. I like that better. I don't need to do anything on this layer because then it's this layer that gets added on top. So I might actually layer in some paint here as well for the broom, just so we got some texture there. We'll see. But I'm going to start with my white paint. And again, I'm using a brush, but you could totally use a sponge here. That would be quick as well. And you could then like make your ghost look rustic by like dry brushing some browns or some blacks. It's completely up to you. I'm using very traditional colors. You can use whatever color you want. It's your craft project. You make your ghost whatever color you want it to be. I love it. I can't wait. This one is definitely going to end up on the tier tray here in the store because I love it so much. It's so cute. I couldn't resist. I can't resist like cute things that stand up, if that makes any sense at all. I'm a sucker for anything that could go on the tier tray. And these little guys make great additions. And again, earlier I was talking about how like it just takes a short little craft break to reset your brain and to sometimes pull you out of a funk that you might be spiraling into. So having something, even at work, if you work in an office still, like having something in your desk drawer that you can pull out to do with your hands to engage the creative side of your brain will make all the difference in the world and can really turn it around for you sometimes. It's not the answer to all things, but it does sometimes help. There we go. Our little ghost. That took no time at all, but it is a fairly large space there. I love this. I love the shape of this thing. I don't know why. I don't know why. All right. Our hat is going to go right there. And I'm going to make the hat black. Although most of the hat is going to be covered by, ooh, I should have done it purple. Let me see if I can cover it. Oh, purple is a great, I don't know whether that's going to work or not. Oh, I regret it. Anyway, it's going purple and there's like a black shadow in this corner. But that dark plum purple color is always perfect for Halloween as well. Something different than black. I'll show you again. Like these are just Crayola Super Tip markers. Now I did say earlier, this is a brand new set. So, the quality will probably change as the markers get older and dried out, but certainly the price point on Crayola markers as opposed to acrylic paint markers is vastly different. And if you are purchasing these for kids to use, the Crayolas are going to work just fine. I know I don't have to do all of these parts, but I don't recall which parts are going to get covered. So I'm probably doing more than I needed to, but look at that. I'll hold it up so you can see. Like that's just one coat of Crayola marker. Looks pretty good to me. You could always go back in and darken that up if you weren't happy with the coverage, but that takes seconds and it's dry. And you almost can't see my black mistake. It's not a mistake. There's no mistakes in crafting. It's all part of the process. Remember that. There we go. Love it. There we go. Okay, purple hat. I'm going to do a couple of different colored leaves here, I think. I'm going to start gluing as I go because I can get the layers all put together. And you just want to make sure that everything is lined up because you've got a lot of moving parts here. Hat, body, broom. Oh, thank you, Annette. You always have a great solution to. I'm not sure how I managed to get. There is a white dot on the eye of the ghost. I have no idea how I managed to do that. I'm just going to haphazardly add some black to that hat. Great suggestion. Perfect. Haven't we all, Annette? Haven't we all? All right, so my hat is done and I'm going to place it on now. In my brain, this makes sense to like put each piece on as I go. You put it together however works for you. Now, one of these guys, just one of these leaves, they're very, very fine. And I just like knocked it loose. So I put a little bit of glue on it so that I'll know for sure that it's actually going to stick to the layer underneath of it. This kind of reminds me of paper towel. Does anybody know what I mean when I say paper towel? Like all of these different layers on top of one another. I probably didn't even have to do this one because there's another one that's going to go on top of it. There we go. I'm going to choose a couple of different greens. A little bit of lime green. And then I'll put in some darker green over top. Awesome. Looks so good. It's adorable. Yes, lime green and purple do always scream Halloween. I just put a darker line of green on so it almost looks like a vein. Hey, Anne-Marie, how are you? Happy Monday. You used to do paper towel? I love that. This reminds me of it. Tell me if I'm wrong, but like just layers upon layers upon layers of different shapes, which creates that 3D effect. Happy Craft It Monday. I know. It's so fun. I was beginning to wonder if Monday wasn't a great day because we don't get a whole lot of people watching night of, but maybe we need to push the time back a little bit. All right, I need some color suggestions for the florals. I'm gonna do this pumpkin orange, most definitely, and the bat is gonna be black. But hey, Debbie. No, these are both available. I have these in stock. So this is a hanger. I'll show it to you again when I move the camera. And this is actually it will stand. So it is going on my tier tray here because I absolutely flippin' love it. But I will show you these. I have limited quantities in stock. If we sell out, we can reorder, but the time frame's getting tight for Halloween. So if you know you want one, just comment in the comments and I'll set one aside for you. They are $20 plus tax. All right, my bat is done. I'm going to do my pumpkin. These are so tiny, you probably cannot even see them. This is the bat. This is the pumpkin. And they are super tiny, but I will show you once I get it all put together. It'll be a miracle if I don't get any of this glue on my fingers. This one is tiny. Danny, if you're still watching, I will definitely be putting the glue on the bigger part and dropping the piece on. Hey, Ashley. Happy Monday. Okay, I am going to go in with this brown on this guy. Yes, Debbie, each. Put this brown. So if you're just joining us, you'll have to go back and see, or I can show you before we go off live. But we experimented with paint markers, and now Crayola markers and how they're going to hold up. Because sometimes it's easier to paint or to use a marker. Tweezers could be. That's okay, friend. I'm glad you were able to join us live. I always love to interact with everybody live, but I appreciate each and every one of you just taking the time to come and craft with us. Tweezers would definitely be helpful, Debbie. If you didn't catch, this is permanent. Don't get it on your skin. I'm going to get this handle on here. And then just always like make sure you've got it lined up. Might be too late for me. It's a little too low. And it's so fine. There's no way I'm getting that off of there. It is what it is. Beautiful. And then this is going here. Okay, so now I'm seeing that I'm going to have to paint more of this white. I didn't anticipate that. I did not. But that makes sense. It's like his arm. Especially with these ones that stand, it's important that you get the bottom pieces all lined up properly. Otherwise, it won't stand properly. I think I'm okay with my broom here, but I messed up the handle and it's too low and I can't move it up now without breaking it. I always find it helpful to make these mistakes so that you guys can see and learn from them. It is what it is. I think it'll be fine for standing. And if I had to, I would break it and then I would like glue it back together because you can hide all sorts of cracks in this fine wood with the glue. Now I'm painting too much. My brush was wet, so I needed a second coat. I did also show you the new layout of the DIY bar behind me. I will show you again at the end if you're curious what we ended up doing with it so that you can see. It makes it so that it's a lot easier for you to come and self-serve if we're busy. You don't have to wait for us to pour paints. They're all out and ready to go, especially as we move into the holiday season and we have ornaments. We have plans to have a ton of ornaments here, whether you're going to give them as gifts or whether you're going to create them. Maybe it's a fun thing to do with some kids who are coming for a Christmas party or with the girlfriends. Who knows what your plans are? There's so many things. They're so versatile. They're such a cost-friendly project. So they'll be all here and then you'll be able to just help yourself rather than being unsure as to what's happening. Now with this broom, I was going to do it with paint, but I think I can achieve the texture with just a couple of different colors of marker. Might even go in with like this sort of yellow shade, just so that it looks more like a corn husk. I think that's what they call them. Broom. I don't know. Maybe that's not what they're called. Corn husk. Doesn't sound right when I say it out loud, but that's what my brain tells me. So just a variety of different colors are giving me that look of the texture that I want. Oh yeah, I think we're going to be okay. I don't think it's going to... Maybe. I'm waiting with bated breath here. I might have to break it. All right. I am going to angle it so that it's still is touching at the bottom and it's touching at the top. Because if not, I don't think it's going to work. So on this little handle, I am... Oh, yeah, I probably could have done that had I seen that comment early. put my little bat there. What color should I do the flowers? It is kind of working. What color should I do the flowers? I don't know that I want pink on here. You do another shade of purple. Yellow. Yeah, I could do yellow. I think I'm going to turn them so that you see all three layers. So maybe orange. Could do orange. I'm going to do this light purple in behind because you're not going to see a ton of it. And then maybe I'll do orange and then yellow on top. Because my pumpkin is orange, so I don't want orange to be the top layer. Definitely don't think I want pink. This purple was a good choice because it goes well with that green and the darker purple underneath. Maybe we'll do this different orange. It's more of like a burnt orange. Just so it's not like scream in your face, I think. We'll do this. I love it. I asked earlier, but I'm still curious. Are we crafting for fall or are we crafting for Halloween? I have lots of, I can craft fall all the time. I love a good pumpkin and some apples. I have a whole calendar of fall things coming your way tonight. Yep. Markers. Love it. I'm going to glue this one on. Purposely offsetting so that you can see that color underneath. I'll show you in a second. Okay, this marker in particular has been well loved by the young crafters in this space, and it is still working just beautifully. So again, Crayola is not an option if you're going outside, but if you're doing inside stuff and you've got kids crafting with you, it is definitely an option. Oh yeah, love this. I love it when you guys jump in on the color palette choices. So cute. Tons of layers of September is fall, October is Halloween. So fun. And then do you go right to Christmas, Debbie? This is adorable. You can't see my little bat, but he's right here. I will take close-up shots, isn't it? And then it just stands all by itself. I love it. Stands all by itself. It is absolute perfection. I can't help myself. I get so excited over the crafts. I love them. So we'll call this one the Boo Witch or the Ghosty Witch. And this is Boo Crew. December is Christmas. Winter and January. What do you do in November? Hey, Christine, I didn't see you on here. Debbie, what do you do in November? Oh my goodness. These are adorable. I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. So I do have some of these in stock. They're going to go on the wall. But if you are like, yes, I have to have one of those, just comment or send me a message and I will set one aside for you. Not a problem. As always, they come as complete kits. So you are welcome to help yourself to paint and twine and glue and all of the things, or stain. Winter in November too. Oh, cool. Yeah, I never know whether, like, November is a hard month. So I'm like, Christmas seems like it lasts for 2 months. I'm going to lift the camera just so slightly so you can see. We're over this way. I think I'm in the way. Yes. So there is your new setup for the DIY kits. Everything is here and set out for you so you can help yourself to all of the things that you need. Paintbrushes and bags so you can put all the stuff in, stain and sponges. Paint colors are all in individual little paint pots ready to go for you. And the glue is all there. All of these now have instructions and the image on them. So they are perfect for gift giving. It's ready to go, and you don't have to worry about not having an image of the completed project, especially if you're giving it away as a gift. Move you back just a little bit. Boo Crew. Adorable. And this super fun witchy ghost, which I love. It's so stinking cute. I love it. Thank you all so much for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And it is a lot of fun to get to be creative in the studio. It's hard to find time when I'm doing all the things and crafting with you in classes to be able to be creative and to craft things, and just for myself, even to just sit down and take an hour to create those things and chat with you is super helpful for me in my own self. So thanks for being here with me. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Stay crafty, friends. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. We'll talk soon. Bye.